Hey, what's up? So today we're going to be fixing kind of two annoyances that I've found with my 240. So I mentioned those in the past video, two quick things I wanted to fix. One was like, when you first have this, put the key in the ignition, it's kind of tough to twist, and so you got to kind of like jiggle it, and then it'll like lock in, and then you're able to twist it past the first notch. And I'm going to try and just get a new key and see if that helps it out a little bit. And then the second thing I'm going to try and fix is the kind of like the handles on the side of the door. They're super loose, and the bracket on the bottom broke off of the actual little cup holder thing. Here, let me show you. So this thing right here is super loose, and I put this screw in here right now, but just to test if it would fit. But basically this metal thing, or this plastic thing, there's supposed to be something here that will catch a screw so that it can stay down, and then it's not, and then where that screw is in right now, the screw screws into that bracket. So basically I'm going to be taking this into Lowe's and figuring out getting a washer and then epoxy gluing it on the bottom, and then getting a screw that will fit into that bracket, and then screwing it down so that this can stay down and won't like move around. And basically it's super annoying when you close the car because you pull and then this thing pulls up. So that'll never happen again once that's fixed. So cool. Let's go into Lowe's and get a new key, and then also get some stuff for this. Alrighty, so this is the new key that we got at Lowe's. This is the old one. You can kind of tell this one's been pretty beat up. Basically, see the same problem. Put it in, can't turn. Gotta like jiggle and then it twists. So this is the new key. Stick it in, turns right away. No issues at all. So just stick it in and twists. Super easy. So that's awesome. So if your key's doing that with the jiggle thing, try just getting a new key, and hopefully that'll help it. Alright, so we got everything. Got some screws. Gotta double check that they fit, but they look like the right size. Got some washers, and this fits completely around that hole. So that's gonna be good, and then the screws head won't go through that hole. And then got some Gorilla Glue, some epoxy Gorilla Glue. And so basically the plan is grind this down with a Dremel, and then glue this on, wait for it to dry, and then screw it down, and hopefully things will be good. So let's get back to dremeling. Alright, cool. So here we are. I made myself a little workstation here. I cut up a paper bag and put it on the table. Don't want to ruin my table. And living in the city, you gotta kind of do with what you got. So here's this. So to go over kind of like the exact washers I got, they're 3/16 by 1 inch. So they say fender washers on them. They're in the specialty washers kind of drawer in Lowe's, and got them, and I just kind of picked them because of the size. They looked like the right size. And then the actual screws I got are number 10 by 3 4 inches. So I didn't actually check these yet, but I should have. But these kind of lined up to the screws that I was using before that I tested out. So these should work. I'll let you know if they don't. And then the actual epoxy is just Gorilla Glue epoxy. So this is just a bond with metal and plastic. Cool. So I got my Dremel here. The bit that I have on is basically just like a sandpaper bit. Turn it on, it spins. It's just going to make it easier to sand away this. I think at one point I have a different bit that I might try if this doesn't go fast enough, but this should be good enough. We'll see. So let's try it out. Yep, so it looks like it's definitely chewing away pretty quick. I'm getting flung with bits of plastic, so I'm going to set up a little wall, I guess, and then have it shoot into the wall so that I don't have to vacuum after I do this. Alright, so I got my ghetto box. Catch all the bits. I'm just going to try and shave it down so that it's a flat area. so this is looking all flat. You can come in later with like sandpaper on a flat surface, like a piece of glass or something, and flatten it even more. But I am not going to, just because the epoxy expands and is used as a filler sometimes as well. So there's no real need to do that. So let me move on to this one now, and then we'll be ready to get the washers on. So you can see on this one how it broke is there's like massive chunks out of it. So I'm hoping the epoxy will fill that and it'll be good. Cool, so that one's all good too. Nice and flat. So now we're gonna open up these washers, mix the epoxy, and get these laid on right here. Alright, so how epoxy works is basically there's two different types of glue in here, or chemicals, I have no idea. You mix them together evenly, and then you have 5 minutes for them to dry. And then, so basically you mix them up. I'm just using the box for the epoxy, and you mix it up in the little area, and then apply it to whatever you want it to be on. Wait 30 minutes, and then it's like super hard, and this glue is like, will not come off. Cool, so let's basically open this up, mix it up, and then apply it onto the little door handle things. I'm going to take it here and apply it to all parts. Cool, so you're supposed to either clamp it or leave it like undisturbed for 30 minutes and let it dry. So I'm going to leave it undisturbed for 30 minutes. Now time to do the next one. Cool, so gonna leave those there. Basically with the extra glue, just throw it out, make sure it doesn't touch anything, and should be good to go after that. Alrighty, so everything's all dry. I got it back here, got that on there, and it's centered in the hole there. So let's go ahead and try and put it back on. So first thing we gotta do is plug this puppy in. Cool. And just flip it around. Stuck in there. So this is basically where we were at before, all loose. This comes up a bunch. So we got our screwdriver, and you can see the hole right there goes right into the hole. So I'm gonna shove this down there. See, it lines up great when it's centered. And just screw this puppy in. Alrighty, and so there's the final product. If you have the little cap here, you can put it over and you'll get a completely stock look. And then it doesn't come up anymore. And you can shut the door just fine. So yeah, it's a pretty good stock fix. Just make sure the epoxy is all dry, and that can take a couple hours.